What's up, YouTube? I need a new background soon. But anyway, thank you for joining today. What a fucking day it's been. Oh my gosh. So, I saw UFOs this morning at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, California. And it was nuts. So, I'm super sensitive to energy, so I've always been aware of the matrix and when something shifts. So, anyway, growing up, I've just been really in tune to all of that. And so whenever there's fake weather has been turned on and I'm asleep, I will literally wake up because of that energy shift. So, of course, I wake up because the shift of the weather changed in the energy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is too fucking early for this shit. So, we're also still in winter, so the sun doesn't come up as early as I would like it to. It's also time for hibernation, but that's a whole nother topic to talk about. So I was like, it's just too early, because normally in the summertime, I'll wake up at like 3, 4 in the morning. But anyway, another story, like I said, another day. So I wake up and I'm like, nope, I'm going back to bed. And then I wake up again because the energy continued to change. It shifted again. And I literally woke up and like my heart was racing. And I look out of the window in my room and I'm looking at this light and I'm staring at it. And I'm like, that is a fucking UFO, dude. I'm like, that's a UFO. And obviously, like, I wear glasses, like I can see, but things far away are pretty blurry. So I like literally scramble to find my glasses because I saw, I saw lasers being shot from the ship. And I was like, that is a UFO. So I went to go grab my glasses to confirm, and it did. It did. And then I'm looking out, like, away from that star, and there's other ones. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many UFOs. So I run outside, well, to the best abilities that I can because of my knee surgery. And there were hundreds of UFOs in the sky. I was like, I fucking live in California, Huntington Beach area. We don't see stars like that. I didn't see the Little Dipper. And if I can see the stars, I can see the Little Dipper. And that shit did not look like stars or the Little Dipper. They were way too close. The stars always look further and like hazy. So anyway, and this is another story to be told another day. I pulled my chakra cords out from the matrix. So the chakras are a part of the matrix anyway. I've done it before, but then I went back because I wasn't ready. So anyway, I did that this week on Tuesday. Today's Thursday, the 18th of February, 2021. And yeah, man, like I thought I was tripping on life. Literally. I was like, there's no fucking way there's these many UFOs in the sky today, right now. There's no freaking way. And so I laid on the floor and just like watched them literally shooting at each other. I don't know exactly what was going on, but the message I got was like, it is for, like, they are trying to, who they are, was trying to protect another species from invading or, I guess, hurting us. And I even started chanting to help, the better energy. And I was out there for a good 20-30 minutes just laying there watching it. And I really was like, in my head, I was like, I could not believe how many UFOs there were, you guys. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go inside, and I looked at the UFOs and like, okay, they're like in this image, there's like triangle kind of thing. It looked like this, if I can draw it. It's like it had a little dent in it, and then a triangle. And there were there were bigger lights that were like the motherships, the big ship, the ship. And if you can, that's what looked like stars, but it wasn't. Anyway, so in that little triangle that I just draw, there were, and if you stared at the sky, you could see the smaller ships. They weren't as visible. It was really hard to see them unless you were staring at the sky. And so there were two little smaller ones in that little funky triangle. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. And if I go back out and then they're gone, then, you know, something is different. And that is exactly what happened. I went back out and they were gone. I was like, okay, that's my confirmation, because I started doubting myself. I was like, there's no freaking way that I'm looking at all these fucking UFOs and this battle war zone going on. And every time I kept having that thought, I got the message from Spirit, nope, it's UFOs, you're right, listen to your intuition. But I've never seen so many at one time, and it was pretty crazy. So anyway, it's so crazy how in tune to things I am. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut to the clip that I got this footage. When it's dark, you have to really, I haven't seen it on the computer, just on my phone, but so it was, oh, I'm glad I'm talking about this, because it was like they had a cloak over them. Like I could see it with my visible eyes, and of course with my visible eyes, just to any person, they look like stars, but I knew intuitively and in my heart and on an energy basis that it was not fucking stars. And people just dismiss the sky. They don't look at it in detail like I do, or truthers. So anyway, unless you were staring at the sky, then you would just think they looked like stars to the visible eye. But the moment I put my camera up to the sky, it was just black. It was like you couldn't see them. And even with like stars, you would be able to see them on your phone if you try to capture it. So they had some kind of cloaking over them, which was interesting. But the interesting thing was, so when you see the clip, it's going to be black, but you have to really pay attention because it's fast. When they shoot, the smaller ships were shooting their lasers. It looks like a very flash, like a little dot of flash of light. So really pay attention, rewatch it multiple times. Then that's all I really got to say. Oh, so my hypothesis, I mean, it's not a hypothesis, it's what I fucking know. I know. So the first time that I woke up at 2 a.m., I think that's when the battle started. And it lasted for 3 hours. Literally, the moment it was 5 o'clock, like, I mean, they slowly started to disappear. But by the time it was 5, like, you couldn't see them. They were gone. And so anyway, when I went out there, like, to go record, because I was just fucking mind blown at what I was experiencing, I was literally, like, my hands were shaking. Like, it literally felt like I stepped into the energy of a war zone, a battlefield. So anyway, and then of course, by the time 5 o'clock happened and I went back out to see if they were still there, because after like 25 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm over it. I know what this is. I know what's happening. And the energy had completely shifted. And as I'm talking more, I'm also thinking of other things that happened too, is that because the weather was definitely modified, it still is, this wind is fake. But when they were shooting lasers at each other, the wind would pick up. So that was an interesting note to observe. And then also, after the battle was done, they kind of all disappeared. a helicopter started patrolling. So I thought that was interesting. And then an hour after that, the wind picked up even more than it was. So it's just all of these different signs. Everything is a sign and symbol. You just have to be aware of it. So, boom. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Here's the videos, and I hope you enjoy this. Like and comment down below. I truly appreciate it. Okay, those are street lamps, so let's see. There's one. There, let me see it. Oh, there's one. It's weird because I don't see it. It's gone now, but... I don't know. I feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me. So I know you can't see me. Oh, well, I guess I could turn the light on. Good. Hold on. Ta-da! I cannot believe that shit went down. I don't know what I recorded, but wow. That was nuts. They're still out there. And they're probably gonna be out there for a while because they were going to war for sure. It was crazy, man. It was crazy what I saw. So many UFOs. I've never seen so many UFOs in my freaking life before. And I remember, like, as a kid, I woke up one time and it was really rainy and stormy, and I'm sure if I was older and knew what I knew, that I would know that it wasn't a normal rain, because there was lightning and thunder. And I remember, oops, sorry, kitty. Here's my kitty. She also woke up too, which was fucking cool. But I remember I was like 6 or something, and I remember I just woke up all of a sudden, and kind of similar like tonight, it was like a race, my heart was racing kind of thing. And I just got the message, there's a war going on. And that was kind of that was pretty much the start of my awakening. I knew things without knowing. My gifts really were pretty out there. Like I was very open, you know, kids are so open. So anyway, yeah, there's definitely a spiritual war, and I got to see it tonight. It was crazy. And I was like, because I pulled my chakras out from the matrix. And I'll have to talk about that another day. But I was like, maybe that's why I'm probably just fucking tripping, because yesterday, so today's Thursday, so on Tuesday, I decided to make that decision to do that. And then on Wednesday, yesterday, I felt like I was living in a straight up movie. It was pretty wild. And then today this, so I was like, man, like, something's going on. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I haven't done that in a long time, so it feels good. I'm gonna document what I saw. I also, like, so they were moving but really slow. Like, the main ships, like, to me, what looked like, quote unquote, for lack of a better word, the good guys, their ships were really, really bright. And they weren't really moving. They were kind of sticking. It was like almost like they were at stations. And then you could see these way fainter lights. like if you were not staring at the sky, you would not be able to see them. There were dimmer light ships, and like I wanted to make sure I wasn't like actually tripping on something, even though I'm sober. So there was this one triangle. Well, it wasn't a triangle before, but the bigger ships were slow moving. So anyway, they made a triangle, and then there were two little faint ones in it, like on one of the sides, near the top. And I was like, okay, if that doesn't change, then maybe it's not UFOs, maybe it's stars. But intuitively, I fucking know what I saw. I literally saw them shooting at each other. So anyway, I was out there for 20 minutes just mesmerized and watching them go to war, and I chanted for them a little bit too. But anyway, when I got up to leave, I was like, oh, let me go double check to make sure like that triangle still looks like how I saw it, and it didn't. Those two dimmer ships were gone. So I don't know what today means, but fucking it's going down, guys. Yeah, I also forgot to mention, but this beautiful lady, she's so cute. You know, if I'm really thinking about it, I think she's the one who woke me up, but she woke up, and like she usually wakes up because something woke her up. I mean, obviously, right? Isn't that usually how it goes? But usually it would be like a spirit that wakes her up, and then like she'll either go play with it, or like she's scared of it and will go hide. And she was like, who the fuck is in my house? So she went to go check on something, but that woke me up. And then I heard the wind, and I woke up a couple times because of the wind. It was not natural. And so then I literally am just staring out my window. I'm like, that's not a fucking star. That is not a goddamn star. And I went outside, and there's so fucking many. And of course I tried to document it. It's almost like they have a cloak over it. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Because it's weird. I couldn't record it for the life of me. I wish I had like a telescope, and now I'm probably going to invest in one.